Your pregame was so good.
I wasn't even live.
Welcome in to Cavalier Field, and what I thought was a pregame that was live on YouTube was not. I apologize for that. That is my fault. Yours truly forgot to press one button. One button. Oh well. So we'll go ahead and talk about our lineups. We even had an in-game interview or a pregame interview with Coach Esteban. We may get to that sometime. But you can see the fielding lineup for your Dodge City A's as we get ready for first pitch, and we will talk about our lineups here. So we are set. First pitch thrown down from Fugayambe. That pitch came in at 7:02 p.m. First pitch strike to the leadoff hitter, McClellan, for the RoughRiders. So I apologize that we were not live for all of the pregame festivities. A 1-1 count, and McClellan will send that one. It's a fly ball out into center field. One away for the RoughRiders here in the top of the first. So the RoughRiders with a very similar looking lineup to what we have seen the last two nights. A few different people in some different positions and moving just a few around. The A's with a nearly similar lineup, just a few changes in the outfield for them. Ball one to Weston Miller. Yambe Fuga on the mound for your Dodge City A's. 2-0 the count to Miller. The 2-0 pitch comes in and catches the outer edge of the zone. Brings the count to 2-1. Pitch again right over the plate. Evens the count at 2 apiece to Miller. Miller, the second baseman for the RoughRiders, has been the second baseman and two-hole hitter for all three games now. That pitch grounded towards the shortstop, or their third baseman Black, throw to first in time. Out number 2. So that will bring in Marcus Hamry. Hamry, the right fielder for the RoughRiders tonight. And he is set to take on Fuga. Kicks, fires, swung on and missed, and that will get Hamry down in the count 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. Fuga working from the third base side of the rubber. That pitch grounded by the shortstop, or I say shortstop, third baseman. It was in the shortstop area, but the throw to first was wide. And
We're putting that one down as a hit.
Now batting the catcher, number 23, Madison Blake.
Gamster goes diving for that one, just can't come up with it. So that will put runners on first and second for the Rough Riders, and that will bring in the shortstop, Nick Varda. First pitch to Varda outside for ball number 1. Pitch catches the strike zone. That will even the count at 1 apiece to Varda. Varda has played in all 3 games against the A's in this series. Kicks, fires that pitch outside and a little low, will bring the count to 2-1. Varda grounds that one to second, throw to first in time. That will end the inning. The Rough Riders straying 2, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on, and we are headed to the bottom of the second, or bottom of the first. It will be Rivera, Schneider, and Black due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.
This guy's name is Philip.
Leading off for the A's, left fielder number 1, Juan Rivera.
Welcome back into Cavalier Field. Justin Hurd alongside with Caleb Jamison this evening. Bottom of the first, Juan Rivera leading off for the Dodge City A's. Takes the first pitch he sees for strike number 1. Rivera on the season has played in 6 games, made 25 plate appearances, a .412 batting average as of last night's game. That pitch comes in, catches the lower part of the zone, gets Rivera down in the count 0-2. 0-2 delivery from Phillips. Pitch is fouled off, and we'll do the 0-2 over again. The A's tonight, white pants, green tops with white numbers outlined in yellow, and green hats. The RoughRiders, white pants, green tops, white numerals, and black and white hats. 0-2 delivery. That one's up high. 2-1 the count to Rivera. Rivera moving from center to left tonight. So Juan Rivera and Cooper Schneider switching places. Pitch misses as well, evens the count at 2 apiece. Phillips working from the third base side of the rubber. Kicks, fires, that pitch is fouled off, and we'll do it over again. Dodge City A's looking for a series win here tonight as they are split currently with the RoughRiders, dropping game 1 9-4 and winning game 2 last night 10-0. That pitch comes in low, a full count now to Rivera. So we will see the payoff pitch. A leadoff walk and a long at-bat for Juan Rivera, something that Coach Esteban talked about in his interview was getting into the opposing team's bullpens, and at-bats like that will do it. 8 pitches for a leadoff walk, and that will bring in Cooper Schneider. Schneider, the center fielder tonight for the Dodge City A's, takes the first pitch he sees for ball number 1. Schneider has played in 7 games, 29 plate appearances, .238 batting average. So he will take the 1-0 pitch, starts to show bunt, that gets away from Lake, and that will move Rivera over to second. Runner now in scoring position for the A's. A 2-0 count. Rivera goes, and a 3-0 count to Schneider. Runner now 90 feet away from scoring for the Dodge City A's.
That's a wild pitch.
Sorry about that. A passed ball, ball 4 for Cooper Schneider, and Juan Rivera will come in to score. The A's take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. A wild pitch and a stolen base moved Rivera over into scoring position, and another wild pitch brought him around to score. First pitch into Jordan Black, called strike. Couple fire rescue going by Cavalier. The 0-1 from Phillips. Touches the upper and outer edge of the zone for strike number 2. Jordan Black, 6 games, 22 plate appearances, a .235 batting average so far in this season. That pitch just missing to the outside. 1-2 the count to Black. Throw over to first, not in time. Phillips comes set. A swing and a miss, and Black will go down on strikes, out number 1 for the A's.
Next up for the A's, shortstop number 16, Preston Gamster.
That will bring in Preston Gamster. Gamster appeared in 6 games, 22 plate appearances, a .150 average. Coming into tonight, runner on first, Juan Rivera. So back-to-back walks, gets runners on for the A's. Rivera advances on a wild pitch, a stolen base, and scores on a wild pitch, which was ball 4 to put Schneider on at first. First pitch into Gamster for ball number 1. The A's with 1 away and a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Pitch. Gamster goes around, and strike number 1.
Tried to stop himself right there on that swing.
1-1 delivery, misses outside. Makes it 2-1, and last night's starting pitcher, Caleb Jamison, alongside here this evening. Caleb, welcome into the broadcast.
I'm happy to be here today.
Caleb, last night's game, 6.1 innings, is that pitch, another wild one that gets away from the catcher Lake. That will move Schneider over to second. And a little bit of a blunder, but Schneider able to get back. A 3-1 count to Gamster. You go 6.1 innings last night and strike out 13, and you know, at one point we're looking at that game going, okay, he struck out the side in 3 different innings. How did it feel to go out and hang that kind of performance?
I mean, anytime you do good, you're going to be really happy with it. I just tried to stay calm and stay in the moment with each pitch that I threw, and ultimately, I just wanted to do my best so that our team could get a win. We started off kind of rough this year, and I think we're coming along the more we're around each other and coming as a team. So I think everybody's about to start showing some really good numbers.
Indeed, and Nolan Williams now at bat for the A's. A balk called. That will move runners over to second and third for the A's. And picking up right where we left off last night, where things not going well for the RoughRiders. But as you said, you know, the team, a little bit of cohesion starting to happen. The guys are getting along. They're gelling together. They know what to expect from each other. And that goes a long way, especially when we get into situations where, you know, maybe one guy isn't having the best of night, and everybody can step in and pick him up and say, hey, let's go, let's get through this and go get better.
And we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing everybody picking up everybody and cheering on everybody when they have their success, because we know that if it's not our time, it's somebody else's, and some nights it's all of our chance to get some success. So we're all for each other, and we're hoping that we can come together and make it a good season.
A swing and a miss, and that will get Williams in the count now at 2-1. And, you know, you and I talked about it a little bit on our trip out in Colorado. You know, tell our audience, you you heard you were coming to Dodge City to play summer ball. What was your thoughts?
I was hoping that I would be able to come to Dodge because a player on my college team played here last summer, and he had nothing but good things to say about the program out here. So I was just hoping that I would be part of it, and luckily me and Gamster got chosen to be the second group of guys come out here.
A ground ball driven down the third base side. That will score another one. Gamster over at third, runner on the corners for your Dodge City A's. An RBI single for Nolan Williams, and that brings in Rudy Gonzalez. And back to what we were talking about, Caleb, you know, you come up here, so much of what the A's organization about is we have our host family program, and that's what makes summer ball possible here in Dodge City. You know, you tell us about your host family.
My host family, the Cooks, they're great. I don't know if it could be a better host family for me. And I think that's what's making life so enjoyable out in Dodge right now. Being able to have that family, which they pick me up even on my bad outings, and they make sure that everything's going on good for me. And I couldn't be happier to be with them right now.
That's great. That first pitch strike to Rudy Gonzalez, and the throw down catches Nolan Williams stealing two away for the A's. And you know, the A's organization, there's a lot of guys. We're very much heavy with Midwest guys this year, something that hasn't been necessarily the way it has the last couple of years. A lot of Dodge City guys, and so you come in and you talked about it, about gelling as a team, and part of that, just getting that first road trip in, was a big part of that as well.
It was. Being on the road, we all were together the most we have been, really. So that has helped us come along as a team as well.
Indeed, a 2-2 count to Rudy Gonzalez. Nobody on, two away. The A's with a 3-0 lead. Pitch called strike over the outer edge, and that will end the inning. Gonzalez will go back to the dugout, and we are headed to the top of the second. A 3-0 lead for the A's. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball.
Raise your hand when one of the A's players coming around the stands gets by you. You can buy one ticket for $1 or 6 tickets for $5. At the end of the seventh inning, or right about there, we will draw for a winner. For that cash prize, you'll win half the pot. We will draw a second winner that will win 1 month free car washes from Tommy's Express Car Wash. So please participate.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Good job. You're radio famous now.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. When we were at A's, it felt hot there. I started sweating when I went up there. So I started sweating when I went up there and people were looking at me. He's going. I got lights on. It was like black screen on both ways. Do you know what the name of the game changer is?
2023 Dodge City A's. Or 2023 RMBL Dodge City A's.
Leading off the second inning for the RoughRiders, center fielder number 6, Cannon Frost.
Frost set to lead off the top of the second for the RoughRiders, and Fuga in with first pitch strike to Frost. Pitch just misses on the outer edge. Evens a count at 1 apiece. One delivery from Fuga. Pitch is fouled off, and that will move the count to 1-2. Swung on and missed, and another strikeout to the credit of the A's pitching staff is out number 1 of the second inning. That will bring in Braden Miracle. Miracle got the night off last night, the catcher in game 1. Miracle in to face Fuga. Pitch catches the outer edge of the zone for strike number 1. Fuga working ahead, getting first pitch strikes, and that is important as it sets you up for success later in the game. Pitch misses high. 1-1 the count now to Miracle. Pitch is fouled off and gets Miracle down in the count 1-2. One-two delivery. Fuga kicks, fires. That one down low. Evens a count now at 2 apiece. Misses just.
That was a really good pitch right there.
And that's something that, you know, we saw it a little bit at Hayes, struggled with getting some outside calls that didn't go our way. That pitch misses high, and a walk will put Miracle on. And especially in game 1 Friday night here at Cavalier Field, just not getting some strike calls that is very frustrating for a pitcher at times. But it's important, you know, you have to deal with it, make some adjustments, and then figure out, you know, how am I going to get strikes, or make things look like strikes that may not be.
It comes along with you and your catcher when you can work together. You'll get the most strikes calls. You don't want to make a lot of excuses with the umpires because they're all different and you need to learn their zone. That's a good thing about tonight. We have the same umpire as we did last night behind the plate. So that helps Fuga be able to attack the zone after seeing where I was throwing.
Indeed, and you know, Barker now at the plate, down in the count 0-2, and we talked. Wow.
Really good strikeout right there.
Get strikeout number 2, and out number 2 of the inning for the RoughRiders, and that will bring in the bottom of the order with Eddie Montoya. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but more importantly, that throwing that first pitch strike and establishing that I want to get ahead in the count and try to maintain that lead.
When you get ahead in the count, it opens up so much more for you as a pitcher. You can go to all your other pitches, and it makes the hitter a little off balance because they have to try to catch up.
Indeed, and Montoya down in the count 0-1. That one's a fly ball that will twist foul and fall out of play for strike number 2. And that's just, it goes into that as well with helping with pitch counts, you know, and I'm almost certain that you didn't even get to 100 pitches last night.
I'm not sure exactly where I ended up. It might have, I think it was
it was a high 90s if I remember right.
It was right around there, yes.
That pitch, a fly ball. Williams there to track that one down. That will end the inning. The walk stranded on base for the RoughRiders, and that will send us to the bottom of the second. It will be Tassler, Stutz, and Gardner 2 up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.
It might be replacing her, I don't know.
I mean, I'm on here, but I was just wondering. I'm pretty sure I have it rocked for him, but. Or I meant for Tuesday, because I can't go back to Tuesday.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? And I better shake that
Leading
thing.
off for the A's, number 17,
And Rebecca,
Peter Tassler.
get busy. Just shake that.
Tassler leading off for the Dodge City A's in the bottom of the second. A 3-1 lead for your Dodge City A's here tonight. A 9-inning game scheduled. First pitch to Tassler. Upper part of the zone for strike number 1. Peter Tassler, 5 games, 18 plate appearances, a .357 batting average. Phillips, the 0-1 delivery, swung on and missed, and that will get Tassler down in the count, 0-2. .02 delivery. That one misses to the outer edge of the zone for ball 1. Pitch misses as well, evens a count at 2 apiece.
Good take there.
Phillips working on the outer edge of the zone and just coming up shy of it. A full count now to Peter Tassler, the payoff pitch. Phillips comes set. Swung on, and Tassler will go down on strikes. 1 away for the A's, and that will bring in Dawson Stutz. Stutz with 6 games, 15 plate appearances, a .273 batting average for him.
Number 5, Dawson Stutz.
First pitch to Stutz. Misses again to the outside. 1-0. Pitch fouled off, and will even the count at 1 apiece for Stutz. Called strike. Stutz down in the count, 1-2. The A's with 3 runs on 1 hit. Pitch misses high. Makes it 2-2 now for Stutz. Dawson Stutz played his freshman season at Garden City Community College. Two delivery from Phillips. This is outside, a full count again.
You've seen it this whole game. All of our hitters are pushing the pitch count with their at-bats. Both of these at-bats go to 2 strikes quickly, and we broke it up to a full count, and that's how you get a starter out of the game soon.
That's how you get into bullpens, and there's the payoff pitch, misses to the outside for a walk. Runner aboard for your Dodge City A's. 4th free pass issued so far in this game by Phillips, and that will bring in the 9-hole hitter for your Dodge City A's, Brian Gardner. Gardner, 6 games, 20 plate appearances, a 176 average. As you see a few A's players moving around the stands right now, they do the 50-50 raffle at the end of the game. Throw to first, not in time. So the 50-50 raffle here at Cavalier, they draw a ticket, and at the end of the game, one person gets 50% of the proceeds. The other half goes towards the team, and that helps with travel expenses and other expenses that go into having a collegiate team right now. So that pitch misses and evens a count at 1 apiece to Gardner.
I've been able to sell the 50-50 tickets, and I would say that I'm becoming a really good salesman. I have a lot of good talks with the customers.
And a lot of that is, we haven't gotten to the time of the year where we do our player camps, but there's a week coming up where we only play 1 game during the week, and that's the week that we do camps. But so much of what the A's organization about is, as Gardner shows bunt, it will go foul, and that will leave the count. Actually, will make the count 2-2. I believe the count's 2-2.
I think that's making it 1-2. I believe.
At any rate, we were talking about the things, that the A's put on the players' camps, and that's another opportunity where you will get to interact with the younger youth in the community that are interested in playing baseball, that want to come out and learn about the game of baseball. But then there's the selling the 50-50 raffle tickets that is another opportunity where players get to interact with the community, not just by way of the host family program, but the community that comes out and watch baseball here at Cavalier Field.
I have been able to sell the tickets quite a few times since we've started playing, and it's always cool getting to talk to everybody at the game and just let them know that you're happy that they're out supporting the team, and getting to share a few laughs with them as well.
Pitch misses outside. And the A season, it's not just about the interactions, but it's, as Gardner goes down on a swing and a foul tip, that will be out number 2 for the Dodge City A's, and that will turn the lineup back over to Juan Rivera. Rivera walked on in the top of the first. But so much about what we do in the summer, it's not just the interaction, it's not just about doing the youth camps and teaching kids about the game of baseball. It's about giving you guys the opportunity to come out, get at bats, get innings on the mound, and continue to improve your skills as you go back to play at, again, for you going back to junior college at Paris, and for some of these guys going back to Division I and Division I schools.
It's a really good chance for us to face good competition and be able to get the things that we need, whether it be innings or at bats or ground balls, fly balls, whatever it is. It's a good chance for us to get that and get away from our hometown or where we're playing and get in a new environment where it's a free chance to get those opportunities.
Indeed, and a 2-1 count now to Rivera. And for you, you grew up in Paris,
Yes.
went to Paris Junior College, so really this is your first real kind of time away.
This is. It's taking a lot of getting used to, but that's another thing about my host family. They've made it a really good transition, and they're helping me be able to stay comfortable down here.
Awesome. Are your parents going to come up and visit at all this summer?
My parents are actually planning on coming to watch my next start when we're up in Colorado.
Good deal.
It'll be good to see them again.
A fly out gathered in by the center fielder Frost, and that will end the inning for the Dodge City A's. We're headed to the top of the third, a 3-0 ball game. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball.
It gets old just talking about it.
I think you're making this up. Justin's really nice.
Ooh. Caleb throwing shade over here.
I didn't say anything. I'm glad I didn't have a post-game interview after my last outing.
Leading off, the DH, number 2, Caleb McClellan.
McClellan leading off for the RoughRiders as they turn the lineup over here in the top of the third. First pitch into him for ball number 1. McClellan a fly out, his first time up. 1-0 delivery from Fuga. Swung on and missed, and that will even the count at 1 apiece. Justin Hergert alongside, joined in by Caleb Jamison, and it's been a great conversation talking about different things. That pitch grounded to the third baseman, throw to first in time, and out number 1. That will bring in Weston Miller. Miller grounded out to the third baseman his last time up. Takes the first pitch he sees for strike number 1. Pitch and called strike gets Miller down in the count, 0-2. O2 delivery up high for ball number 1. swing and a miss, and strikeout number 3 for Fuga.
That's good pitching right there. Going up with the fastball and then coming down with something soft to get the strikeout right there. Fuga's being really good with, or Fuga and Rudy are coming together to get the strikeouts right here.
Well, and so much, you talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast, but it's using your pitches and mixing up the different looks to get batters guessing, what are they going to throw? And we saw it last night where you'd get batters down in the count at curveball, and you can go right back at them because they don't think it's going to come.
Mm-hmm. There was one at bat in particular we threw, I think 4 curveballs in a row, and the count eventually went over to full count, and I was thinking myself, the batter must be thinking I wouldn't throw another curveball, and me and Peter, we decided that we were going to throw it again, and the batter didn't think that was going to happen, and it allowed me to get a strikeout.
Hamry fouls that one off, and he'll be down in the count 1-2. So he drops to a knee, and that's part of this as well. And we were talking about the development. So much of what goes on the field is controlled right there on the field itself. We don't have anyone that's calling pitches. It's the catcher and pitcher deciding this is the sequence we want to do.
It's also good for me as a pitcher to be up here with new catchers and different pitchers to be able to learn from. So like Peter's pitch calling is different than what I've been throwing in college, so it gives me a new chance to learn different pitch sequencing for when I go back to my own college.
A full count now to Marcus Hamry, 2 away for the RoughRiders. The payoff pitch with the classic rock from Fuga. The kick fires.
Good pitch.
Gets him looking as he comes to the inside edge, and that will end the inning as back-to-back strikeouts will send us to the bottom of the third. It will be Schneider, Black, and Gamster due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.
Leading off for the A's, center fielder number 6, Cooper Schneider.
Bottom of the third, a 3-0 ball game for your Dodge City A's. Cooper Schneider leads off to face Phillips. Schneider walked on his last time up. First pitch, swung on and missed, gets Schneider down in the count 0-1. One delivery comes back high and inside, evens the count at 1 apiece to Schneider. The A's will have an off night tomorrow before going to Colorado for a 4-game road trip. It's technically a 5-game road trip, but the A's will return back home Friday night. Pitch comes in for a strike. Gets Schneider down in the count 1-2. One-two offering from Phillips. Kicks, fires that one. Gets Schneider looking as it catches the outer edge of the zone. Out number 1 here in the 3rd. That will bring in Jordan Black. Black, a strikeout victim his last time up.
Something I'm noticing right here is this pitcher looks a lot more confident without base runners on. Whenever we get base runners on, we're likely to be moving on the bases, and it seems to be messing him up when we're on the bases.
That and that's something that has gone into the identity of the Dodge City A's here in the early part of this season, and that's a carryover from Coach Cardoza coming in from having coached with the Conquistadors this year. You know, the Conquistadors would run quite frequently. That pitch popped up and it's headed out into center field over the center fielder's head. It will be an extra base hit as Gardner is in safe, or rather Black is in safely at second. A stand-up double.
I know with this wind, that center fielder was not thinking that a ball was going to be going over his head tonight.
And that's part of that is the difference in play between here in Kansas versus Colorado. You know, balls don't fly quite as well out there almost. And even with a wind, and it's not as much of a factor today, but a wind blowing in from the north a little bit, an unusual thing for early summer. But that will bring in Gamster, and he fouls off the first pitch he sees. Gamster walked on his first time up. The A's with just their second hit of the ball game. And a runner in scoring position. One delivery. Phillips is attacking that outside edge. Seems to be his go-to area, and I'm not sure if there were words from the RoughRiders dugout.
I think we're getting some chirping from the coach to the umpire about that outside call. It looks like it's right there. It might be a ball or two off, but the coach is definitely not liking that.
Gamster takes that pitch, sends it down the right field side. It goes foul, bounces off the field fence, back into the field of play. He's down in the count 1-2. And that, you know, the RoughRiders kind of feeling what the A's were feeling on Friday night with those calls. And, you know, we definitely have a different vantage point from up here than what they see down there. I don't have a problem with what's being called.
Yeah, seeing it up here, it does look like it is off the plate, but when you're in the dugout, they look really good, and you can only really see up and down, so you're basing it off of that mostly when the umpire will be seeing it off the plate.
Yeah. Gamster throws his bat out to just foul that one off and stay alive. What probably would have been a ball anyway, but we'll do the 1-2 over again. And it's a hard call to make at times. And even the things that we see up here look good and may not look as good from the umpire's view.
Yes.
Pitch misses high, evens a count at 2 apiece to Gamster.
Another good thing about that previous pitch before the last one, Gammy just throwing the bat at that ball to foul it off. with the umpire, you don't know, honestly, if he's going to call it a ball off, so it would be better to just to extend the zone when you have 2 strikes on you.
A diving catch by the third baseman Miracle, and tried to get Black off the base at second, but nothing doing. 2 away for the Dodge City A's. And there, to your point, yes, as a batter, you never want to leave the at-bat to the decision of the umpire if you can.
Yes. As a pitcher, you would like for the batter to leave it up for the umpire's decision. You always like those backwards Ks as a pitcher.
One 0 delivery coming to Nolan Williams. Williams, a single, and was caught stealing. That pitch catches the outer edge of the zone. Evens a count at 1 apiece. We were talking about it a little bit, and you can tell that Phillips has slowed down his approach a little bit, especially with Black out there at second. He just, as you said, he's not quite as comfortable on the mound.
Yes. He's seeming to kind of settle in a little bit this inning, but I believe it's because we don't have our speedsters on the bases. A little less movement on the bases, kind of letting him settle in on what he's trying to focus with his pitches.
A swing and a miss, and that will get Williams down in the count 1 and 2. And you talk about speed. There's speed all over the lineup for the A's.
There is.
You know, you have Rivera and Schneider at the top of the order, Stutz and Gardner in the bottom of the order, and even Gonzalez, Preston right in the middle of the order. Like their speed and a run threat up and down the order for the Dodge City A's.
Yes.
Pitch
Oh,
misses high, and Phillips slips on the mound. A 2-2 count now to Williams.
Phillips taking a second to catch his breath after the fall right there.
I'm not sure if he just didn't get planted squarely, or, you know, there was a little bit of rain in the area last night. Mound might be a little bit slick. 2-2 delivery, fouled off, and Williams stays alive. And there again, the A's batters working to try to extend at bats.
They've been doing a very good job of that tonight.
We'll do the 2-2 over again to Williams. Pitch in the opposite batter's box, a full count now. The payoff pitch from Phillips. Misses high. Runners aboard at first and second for the Dodge City A's.
Really good at bat right there by Nolan, extending the count and working a walk right there. Textbook to what the A's are trying to do to the starting pitching.
And the A's in every inning have drawn at least one walk now.
Yes.
So that will bring in the catcher, Rudy Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a strikeout victim his last time up. Phillips comes set. Gonzalez will swing on that one and sends it foul over the light pole for strike number 1. 0-1 delivery from Phillips. Comes outside and high, evens the count at 1 apiece. One count for Gonzalez. Swung on and missed, and that will get him in the count now at 1-2. The center field for the Rough Riders playing what I would consider to be a little bit shallow.
It looks like the wind direction is kind of changing. It was coming in from right field, but now it looks to be coming foul pole to foul pole across from first to third. So I'm not too sure if I would be playing that close if I was him.
Well, and that's, again, part of the reason why Jordan Black is out there on second right now.
It is. I believe he's playing exactly where he was when that ball was hit.
Swung on and missed, and that will end the inning for the A's. They will strand 2. We're headed to the top of the 4th, a 3-0 ball game. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball.
Now batting, number 23, Madison Lake.
Madison Lake leads off the top of the 4th, a 1-1 count. He hit the single his last time up. Pitch called strike, gets him down in the count 1-2. Pitch comes in high, evens the count at 2 apiece to Lake. Pitch comes in and will get Lake looking. Out number 1. The 4th strikeout of the game for Fuga. That will bring in Nick Varda. Varda, a ground out victim his last time up.
Next up, the RoughRiders, shortstop number 8, Nick Varda.
No work in either bullpen currently. Fuga kicks, fires. That pitch misses outside for ball number 1. Pitch right over the zone. Evens the count at 1 apiece to Varda. Top of the 4th, the A's a 3-0 lead. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and only 1 run and rather no runs and 2 hits for the RoughRiders. 1 count to Varda. Swung on and missed, and that will even the count at 2 apiece. The A's playing game 3 of this series here before going to Colorado to finish the 4-game series. That game scheduled for a 4 p.m. start on Tuesday. That pitch, a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, and we are 2 away here in the top of the 4th. That will bring in Cannon Frost. Frost, a strikeout victim himself his last time up. The RoughRiders working their way through the lineup for the second time. First pitch fouled off into the screen for strike number 1. Pitch, little high and inside, evens a count at 1 apiece. Braden Miracle in the on-deck circle for the RoughRiders. Pitch fouled back. Gets Frost down in the count 1-2. RoughRiders come into tonight's game 1-4 overall, and your A's 3-4 overall. That pitch fouled off to stay alive. We'll do the 1-2 over again to Frost. The A's now 2-3 in Rocky Mountain League play. That pitch called strike and gets Frost just absolutely frozen at the plate. Fuga strikes out the side.
Really good inning for Fuga right there.
Indeed. And we are headed to the bottom of the 4th. It will be Tassler, Stutz, and Gardner due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Peter Tassler leading off the bottom of the fourth. The A's a 3-0 lead in this ball game. Tassler, a strikeout victim his last time up, takes first pitch. He sees from Phillips for ball number 1. Pitch called strike over the outer edge will even the count at 1 apiece to Tassler. Called strike, and that will get Tassler down in the count 1-2. Peter, alongside 6 other members of the Dodge City Community College Conquistadors that are part of this Dodge City A's team this year. For the first time in a lot of years, I've been with the team since 2016, and really this is the first time that we've had any amount of Conquistador players on the team. A 3-2 count now to Tassler. The payoff pitch from Phillips. Tassler will swing and miss. He'll go down on strikes for the second time, and out number 1 for the A's in the bottom of the fourth. That brings in Dawson Stutz. Stutz, one of 3 members that have joined the A's from Garden City Community College. Stutz walked on his last time up. First delivery over the inner edge, called strike for strike 1.
I think as our offense hits more, we're going to really need to settle in with pushing the pitch count because this pitcher is starting to settle in on the mound.
And he's getting guys to take some unsettled swings that
Earlier in the game, we weren't taking those swings.
a little uncharacteristic of the offense for the Dodge City A's. 0-2 count now to Stutz. Pitch missing on the outer edge, moves it to 1-2. And so much of this summer season is also getting time to see pitches. At pitch well outside, evens a count at 2 apiece. Getting at bats and learning what different pitch styles look like even.
And kind of figuring out the mind of a pitcher or vice versa as a pitcher figuring out the mind of a batter and what they're thinking each pitch and how to kind of confuse them.
Back-to-back at-bats working a full count for Phillips. And there again, just working that pitch count up. The payoff pitch from Phillips. Gets Stutz swinging, and he'll go down on strikes. 2 away for the A's. Brings in Brian Gardner. He himself was a strikeout victim his last time up. 8 strikeouts in this game so far for Phillips. First pitch to Gardner. Misses outside for ball number 1. Gardner swings on that one and sends it foul to the third base dugout, evening the count at 1 apiece. In the A's, a much-needed off night tomorrow. And then we'll travel to Colorado on Tuesday to take on the RoughRiders, and then Cougars on Wednesday to finish both of those series.
And then we go to play the Cage Rats. Is
Yes.
that right?
The A's will travel then to Colorado Springs Thursday, Friday to start the series with the Cage Rats.
That'll be a fun series for me because I have another PJC player on the Cage Rats.
Nice. Then the A's will return back to Dodge City Friday night, right back on the road Saturday as we travel to Hayes, America. 2-2 count to Brian Gardner. Pitch off the end of the bat, goes foul and out of play. We'll do the 2-2 over again. And there again, A's batters showing the IQ to just throw the bat out and try to foul it off and stay alive.
We're doing a good job. A few days ago, Coach Esteban and DeVille were saying that we need to do a better job of just throwing the bat at it. Hayes did a really good job against our pitchers with that, and since then we've made a big change, and it's showing success for us.
2-2 count as Gardner fouls that one off down the right field line. And again, Gardner just working the pitch count up.
I'm
2 away.
starting to see some fatigue out of the pitcher. He's starting to take longer in between pitches and walk around the mound more. So I think the batters are getting close to getting to the bullpen. Gardner doing a good job fouling off another one, making this at bat really long.
I don't have an accurate pitch count up here, but Phillips somewhere in the neighborhood of 80-ish pitches. That pitch misses down, and another full count now. All 3 at-bats in this inning have ended up working the counts full. So the payoff pitch from Phillips as he comes set. Gardner, a little emergency hack, just fouls it off as he twists around. He'll stay alive to see another one. Payoff pitch again. That one will be driven out into shallow left field, and Gardner wins that extended battle.
Really good at bat right there, extending the count and working a hit.
And that will turn the lineup over for the Dodge City A's. Back at the lineup, top of the lineup with Juan Rivera. Rivera 0 for 1 in this ball game officially, a walk and a fly out. Juan Rivera, speaking of walks, has drawn 5. 1 strikeout. That pitch sent down the third base line and going foul and out of play for strike number 1. Juan Rivera leads the team in average right now. 412 leading the team. Pitch grounded right back at the shortstop. They will make the force out at second, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the top of the 5th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. A's would like to thank our Grand Slam sponsors, the City of Dodge City and Ford County, Community Foundation of Southwest Kansas, Curbs Law Office, Lewis Automotive Group, and McDonald's Cool Enterprises, LLC. Thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Miracle leading off for the Rough Riders in the top of the fifth, a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Dodge City A's. Miracle takes the first pitch he sees for ball number 1. Fuga back out on the mound for his now 5th inning of work, and work getting started down in the Rough Riders bullpen. That pitch popped straight up the elevator shaft, and it lands in the stands. That gets Miracle even in the count at 1 apiece. One delivery from Fuga. Comes inside and catches the inner part of the strike zone. Miracle down 1-2. Braden Miracle walked on his last time up. Cool. Off the end of the bat and not able to get to it, so a leadoff.
Oh, got him. Really smart play by Cooper right there in center to throw it, expecting a big turnover at first.
A leadoff single, and Miracle is gunned down at first, trying to get back to the bag. Give credit for a single, but caught
in the base paths.
So 1 away for the Rough Riders. That pitch made contact and fouled off for strike number 1.
As a pitcher, you love those plays where your defense just somehow comes up with an out after you've given up a hit.
And that was just a very well thrown ball that was placed right on the money to get Miracle just off the bag. Swung on and missed, and Barker down in the count 1-2. Fuga kicks, fires, and that one just misses on the outer edge, evens the count at 2 apiece. The Rough Riders with their 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters due up in this inning, trying to complete their second trip through the batting order. Swung on and missed, and out number 2 now for the Rough Riders. That will bring in Montoya. He was a fly-out victim to right his last time up.
Number 67, Eddie Montoya.
Swung on and missed. Down in the count, 0-1. And I was just looking back. The Rough Riders outside of Miracle getting on and then being thrown out. Rough Riders have not had a base runner on since Braden Miracle in the second inning. And over-the-shoulder catch by Juan Rivera will end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the fifth. 3-0 for the A's. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Andrew LaPearl takes over the mound for the Rough Riders in the bottom of the fifth. The night for Phillips is done. First pitch to Schneider leading off is in for ball number 1. Schneider takes that one. It's driven out towards left field. It will be played off the wall, and Schneider will be in safe with a stand-up double.
That ball was absolutely tattooed.
A leadoff double for Schneider, and that will bring in Jordan Black. Schneider was 0 for 1 in this ball game. Jordan Black steps in. He himself a stand-up double his last time up. Takes first pitch he sees, fouls it off. Down in the count, 0-1. Pitch left a little high. 1-1 the count to Jordan Black. Black fouls that one off, and it will go out of play over the first base dugout. He's down in the count, 1-2. Jordan Black, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, as he takes that pitch inside for a 2-2 count. A's with 3 runs, all 3 scored in the bottom of the first. 4 hits so far in this ball game. Black foul tips that one. He'll go down on strikes for out number 1. Second strikeout for him tonight. And that will bring in Preston Gamster. Gamster 0 for 1 officially, a walk and a line drive out for his evening. He will step in to face LaPearl. Swung on and missed. He's down in the count, 0-1. Gamster, no walks and has struck out twice. 1-1 count to Gamster. He seems to be a little bit confused with that one. Schneider dancing around out at second. Gamster fouls that one off.
You see Schneider at second kind of messing with the pitcher with the jumping around he's doing. I think that's what was taking the last pitcher by surprise.
Fly ball that just shallow in center field, and the center fielder playing shallow for the Rough Riders actually paid off on that one, as that will be a fly out for Gamster, out number 2. That will bring in Nolan Williams. Williams 1 for 1 officially, a single and a walk, as the A's working their 3rd trip around the batting order. Nolan Williams, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Pearl comes set. First pitch, swung on and missed. He's down in the count, 0-1. One little excuse me as he fouls that one off. Finds himself down in the count, 0-2. Williams, fly ball, frustrated with himself, throws the bat down, and that will end the inning as he flies out to the left fielder. We're headed to the top of the sixth, the 3-0 ball game for the A's. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Top of the sixth inning, McClellan leading off, finds himself in the count at 1-1. Fuga out for his sixth inning of work. Pitch comes inside. 2-1 the count now. It looks like Taylor Penley down in the bullpen for the A's. Pitch down, a 3-1 count. A 3-1 delivery.
That one
A
was
say misses the outer edge of the zone, a leadoff walk for McClellan. He was 0 for 2 coming into this at bat. That will bring in Weston Miller. Miller 0 for 2 in this ball game, a strikeout and a ground out. Miller lays down the bunt, fielded by Fuga, throw to first in time. That will move the runner over to second. One away. That will bring in Marcus Hamry. Hamry for 1 officially. Got on an error his first time up. Struck out his last time. Pitch comes inside, gets Hamry scooting back.
Ooh.
Hamry sends that bat flying. And that will get him down in the count, or even in the count at 1 apiece. He's going to get some stickum off of Lake's bat, who is in the on-deck circle behind him.
It's a good thing a lot of these guys are using bomb bats, because with these throwing of the bats, you'd be lucky to not shatter it on that brick wall.
2-1 the count to Hamry. And that's another adjustment that players have to make coming into the summer season. A wood bat league where many of these guys swing aluminum bats during the collegiate school year.
It's also it's an adjustment that a pitcher has to make too, because some balls that would be routine fly balls are not making it out to the outfielders, and then some balls that would be hit hard are weaker because it's not a bigger barrel.
3-1 count to
Good pitch.
And that pitch, a late called strike, will run the count full. Henry thought it was ball 4. Payoff pitch from Fuga. He'll rock. Kicks, fires. That one does miss, and that will put runners on first and second for the RoughRiders. Brings in Madison Lake. Lake, 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. We're going to have a mound visit from head coach Esteban Cardoza, and the night for Fuga might be over, but this might be a move as well to give Penley a little more time down in the bullpen. Or take this opportunity to thank our home run sponsors, Conant Construction LLC, Dodge City Kenworth, Duke Energy, I Don't Care Family Restaurant and Sports Bar, Jimmy John's, Parker Haskins Insurance Incorporated, Rabine Brothers Incorporated, Rabine Brothers Law Firm, Service Master, Tommy's Express Car Wash, Will Fisher Distributing, and Walmart. Thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. That mound visit is over. Fuga will remain on the mound for now, and we will go to work. Runners on first and second for the RoughRiders. One away here in the top of the 6th. Fuga to face Lake. Pitch misses low for ball number 1.
Starting to see some fatigue out of Fuga right here, hoping he can just get a ground ball, maybe a double play to get out of this inning.
Pitch evens a count at 1 apiece. And unfortunately, with the sun setting and the lights, I'm not sure there is much that we can do to help clear up the picture. A 1-2 count. That one sent out towards right field. Williams giving chase. He's got it. The sacrifice fly will move the leadoff runner McClellan over to third. Runner on the corners now for the RoughRiders. As Lake flies out to right. 2 away. And that will bring in Nick Varda. Varda 1 for 2. Or actually 0 for 2, rather. A ground out and a strikeout. Pitch misses high for ball number 1. This is the first time that the RoughRiders have had a runner in scoring position in this game. 1-0 delivery. He kicks, fires at down low. Gonzalez scrambles to keep it in front of him.
That was a good block right there. Held it in front good enough to make the runner stay at first.
Two-0 count to Varda. Three and 0. Gonzalez going to go out and have a quick word with Fuga.
With his pitch count near in the 90s, you have to assume that this or the next at bat probably will be his last, with Pendley in the pen throwing full intent pitches.
You would think that if Varda gets on, that this will be the last at bat for Fuga. Went in for a strike, 3-1 to Nick Varda. That pitch misses high, and Fuga loses that battle as he'll walk Varda on. That will load the bases. And Coach Cardoza showing confidence in Fuga to try to get out of this one. Cannon Frost 0 for 2, struck out both times he's been at the plate. He takes the first pitch for ball number 1. And misses outside, makes it 2-0 now. Pitch, a fly out headed to right field. Williams there to track it down, and that will end the inning. The RoughRiders leave them loaded. Fuga able to get out of that jam as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It will be Gonzalez, Tassler, and Stutz due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.
Alright, the winning number for the cash prize is 880-491. 880-491. And the winning number for the 113 car wash is 880-635. 880-635. Please bring your winning tickets up to the press box to collect your winnings. Thank you.
Hey, let's cut music.
Ball 1 to Rudy Gonzalez, leading off the bottom of the 6th. A 2-0 count now for him. Pearl back out for his second inning of work. 3-0 the count now. Gonzalez 0 for 2 on the evening. Struck out both times he's been at the plate.
quick runner on for the A's right there with a 4-pitch walk.
A 4-pitch walk, as you said. Runner aboard for the Dodge City A's. That brings in Peter Tassler. Tassler also 0 for 2 in this ball game. Struck out both times he's been at the plate. Both of these batters have been part of the 9 strikeouts for the starting pitcher Phillips. First pitch in for strike number 1. Phillips goes 4 innings, 3 hits, 5 walks, allows 3 runs, struck out 9, and faced 19 batters. That is his final stat line, as Tassler now in the count at 1 apiece.
I would say he looked pretty dominant out there. Yeah, I think you would say he had a good outing. Other than the first inning, those walks was what got him in the first.
The 3 walks in the first with 1 hit is what has driven the A's so far in this game, as they lead this one 3-0. Throw over to first, not in time. A 2-1 count to Tassler. As we are in the bottom of the 6th, Tassler will swing and miss. Evens a count at 2 apiece.
The A's have done a good job of just doing what you can do with what you got against a dominant pitcher. Just take what he's given you and get a run across however you can.
Gonzalez doing a little dancing over there at first. Throw over, not in time, and we'll go back to work. And to that point is exactly some of the things that Coach Esteban has talked about. That pitch popped up and called for by Miller. Miller coming over from second to field that one just off of the fair line. So 1 away for the Dodge City A's. And that will bring in Dawson Stutz. Stutz 0 for 1 officially, as he walked on and struck out in this game. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Throw over to first again, and LaPearl seems to be a little bit concerned with Gonzalez over at first, and rightfully so. Gonzalez a threat to run. Pitch comes inside, evens a count at 1 apiece. Stutz will foul that one off, gets himself down in the count 1-2. Swung on, foul tip caught, and Stutz will go down on strikes. 2 away for the A's, and that brings in Brian Gardner. Gardner 1 for 2. Struck out and then a single. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Runner goes, throw down to second, wide to the third base side, and runner now in scoring position for the A's. Pitch, ball 2 to Gardner. Another stolen base for the A's. Pitch comes in to the outside, 3-0. Pitch walk and another runner aboard for the A's.
That's his second 4-pitch walk of the inning.
He led off with a 4-pitch walk to Gonzalez. He's on at second. And And now that 4-pitch walk to Brian Gardner, and that will turn the lineup over again with Juan Rivera. Rivera with 3 RBIs on the season, a swing and a miss, and down in the count 0-1. Called strike, gets Rivera down in the count 0-2. Dodge City A's with 27 stolen bases coming into tonight's ball game. Pitch goes outside, makes it 1-2. LaPearl working from the first base side of the rubber. Rivera will foul that one off down the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. Pitch hit out into left center, and that will fall in for a hit. Runner rounding third, and they will not try to throw home. 2 more runs score. 2 RBI double for Rivera as the A's take a 5-0 lead.
I'm not sure what went on right there with the center fielder. He started jogging towards the ball like he was going to be camped under it, and it landed about 10-15 yards towards the gap away from him.
So that will bring in Cooper Schneider. Schneider 1 for 2 officially, a walk, a strikeout, and a double. First pitch in for strike 1. Cooper Schneider, 4 RBIs for himself this season, as a wild pitch will move Rivera over to third. And the A's doing what they need to do here, taking advantage of miscues by the RoughRiders. Schneider sends that one out into right field, and not able to get a hold of it is the right fielder. Rivera will score. The A's now 6-0. RBI single for Schneider.
Really good 2-out hitting by both of the last 2 guys in the order.
That will bring in Jordan Black. A passed ball will move Schneider over to second. One 0 count to Jordan Black. Three RBIs for Jordan Black. That just right at the right fielder. The line drive out will end the inning. The A's plate 3 more. We're headed to the top of the 7th. A 6-0 ball game in favor of the A's. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball.
Sorry, 13.
Taylor Penley taking over the mound for the Dodge City A's comes into tonight's ball game. 2.1 innings pitched, 2 hits, 5 runs, walked 3, and struck out 1, a 19.286 ERA. Let's not let that performance fool you. The lefty on the mound faced the Hayes Larks in what would be the 11-4 loss for the Dodge City A's. 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter Miracle in the top of the 7th for the RoughRiders. 13 scoreless innings for the RoughRiders as the A's have outscored the RoughRiders 16-0 in those last 13 innings. That pitch missing, a 2-2 count now to Miracle. Miracle ground that one, grounded to Gamster, throw to first in time, and out number 1 for the RoughRiders. Miracle officially 0 for 1 as he was a walk and a, or sorry, 1 for 1 as he hit the single and was thrown out at first his last time up. That brings in Danny Barker. Barker 0 for 2. Strikeout victims both time he's been at the plate. First pitch, strike number 1. The A's trying to move this into the later innings. That pitch grounded to Gamster at short, throw to first. Backhanded by Gardner in time, and 2 away.
Good pick over at first on that play, too.
It was good by Gardner. He dug that one out just in time, and 2 away for the RoughRiders as we head to Eddie Montoya. Montoya 0 for 2 has flown out to right and flown out to left in his at-bats. First pitch, a backdoor bender that just misses the zone for ball 1.
I like the look of that pitch right there. I would go back to the well.
Montoya grounds that one down to Gardner at first, going foul just past the bag. Evens a count at 1 apiece. And that first pitch, that backdoor bender, was a beautiful one.
I thought it dropped in from my angle up here.
1-1, swung on and missed, and Montoya down in the count 1-2. Sometimes it's a little bit harder from our vantage point. At least I do. I struggle with telling what kind of pitch it is sometimes.
Really good stop
Gonzalez
there.
digs that one out and keeps it in front of him. 2-2 the count. But every once in a while I can pick up on what one was.
Up here, it's kind of the opposite from the dugout. We can see in and out really well, but up and down is harder for us to see.
Montoya will be hit by pitch, and the first hit batter in this ball game. And let's go back real quick as the RoughRiders turn the lineup over. Fugiyambe goes 6 innings, allows 2 hits, walks 3, no runs, strikes out 8, and only faces 24 batters.
Very similar to my outing.
Swung on and missed, and McClellan down in the count 0-1.
Fuga has proven this season so far that he is one of our most dominant pitchers.
McClellan will foul that one off. He's down in the count 0-2. McClellan officially 0 for 2 in this ball game. A fly out, a ground out, and a walk. And Taylor Penley making his second appearance for the Dodge City A's. Has not pitched for the last 2 seasons at least. That pitch grounded to second. Stutz throws to first in time, and that will end the inning. No damage done, and we're headed. It is stretch time in Dodge City. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. And it will be Gamster, Williams, and Gonzalez due up when we come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball.
He's good. After he was so timid the other day when I tried to get him on. No.
Oh boy.
He's like, I tried to get him on and he's like, no. We got him out of the show.
That's good. You're just talking to one person right now. You know that? But everybody else is slow.
New pitcher on the mound.
Oh, dude, I do that again. You're just pitching to one person, but everybody else is doing it. That's about it. Huh? We're just talking to Justin right now. But people can't. Oh, people can hear you, but they're talking loud.
Yeah, Gamster. How did Williams get out in the Williams good? Yeah. That was rough.
I just know it was a flop, high flop.
Leading off for the A's, number 16, Preston Gamster.
Mason Stepp takes over the mound for the Colorado RoughRiders. LaPearl will go 2 innings. Gamster with the first pitch he sees will foul it off for strike 1. So LaPearl goes 2 innings, allows 3 hits, walks 2, 3 runs, strikes out 2. And faces 11 batters. Gamster down in the count, 0-2. The Dodge City A's with a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning from Cavalier Field. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, and Gamster will go down on strikes for out number 1. That brings in Nolan Williams. Williams flew out to left his last time up. Williams officially 1 for 2. A single, a walk, and a fly out for him tonight. First pitch to him comes in for ball number 1. One-0 delivery. It's grounded to the second baseman. Throw to first in time. Out number 2. Brings in Rudy Gonzalez. Gonzalez officially 0 for 2 in this ball game. 2 strikeouts and a walk for him. Before we get too far here, let's back up. Preston Gamster with 2 RBIs on the season. Nolan Williams with 2 as well. 0-2 count to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with 1. Pitch grounded right at the first baseman. He'll take it for a 1-2-3 inning. We're headed to the top of the 8th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.
Okay, as long as we've got them all, that's fine.
I could try the double sponsors too again if I haven't done that. I'm pretty sure we started in the second because
Take this opportunity to thank some more of our sponsors. Cargill Meat Solutions, Best Water of Southwest Kansas, Danny Thomas, Farm Bureau Wealth Management and C. Fragon, Garcia and Antosh, Hinton Plumbing Service, ITC Great Plains LLC, Kelly Hendricks DDS, Kirby Meat Company, Victory Electric Cooperative Association Incorporated, Village Square Merchants, and Winter Livestock. Thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's Baseball. We are headed into the top of the 8th. Taylor Penley back out for his now second inning of work. After Fugiyambe goes 6 innings of what can be described as excellent work for your Dodge City A's. Fuga in line for the win. And we will go to work with Weston Miller leading off the 8th inning for the Rough Riders. Miller 0 for 3 in this ball game. 2 groundouts and a strikeout for him. Penley, the lefty, working from the third base side of the rubber, throws in for strike number 1.
Right here, you're just hoping that Penley can have a quick inning because the last inning by Step was a really quick inning, which would give energy to his team.
1-1 count. And with 6 runs on the board, you know that the Rough Riders are looking for energy anywhere they can find it, but the A's with all the momentum in their favor right now. 2-1 count to Miller. Grounded to the third base side, and that will even the count at 2 apiece. We'll do the 2-2 over again. A's with the win tonight will move to 4-4 on the season. Pitch misses high, makes it a full count. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and out number 1 for the Rough Riders. The second strikeout tonight for Miller. Brings in Marcus Hamry. He is 0 for 1 and got on an error in the first, struck out in the third, and walked on in the 6th. First pitch to Hamry. Healthy hack, but fouled off to the third base side for strike number 1. Pitch comes in, and a late call gets Hamry down in the count 0-2.
I'm glad he called that because I thought that was perfectly painted on the corner.
0-2 delivery from Penley. He's going to take a step off. Hamry steps back, will step back in. 0-2 pitch from Penley. A beautiful backdoor bender, and that will get Hamry down on strikes.
Great pitching right there. Framed a fastball on the corner, then goes away with the curveball for the strike 3.
And that brings in Madison Lake. Lake,
Now batting, number 23, Madison Lake.
1 for 3 on the evening. Flew out to right field his last time up. Swung on and foul tipped. Down in the count 0-1. And just like Fuga before him, Penley able to work ahead in counts early. 0-1 delivery from the southpaw. Tapped down the third base side, fielded, throw to first, not in time. That was a high chopper that, fortunately, with the speed of Lake, he was able to beat it out, and Jordan Black just did not have enough time to get to that ball and get it fielded and thrown over. So runner on first. An infield single for Lake. Brings in Nick Varda. Varda 0 for 2. Ground out, a strikeout, and a walk. Takes first pitch for strike number 1. Oh, 1 delivery comes outside for ball 1. Pitch down low, blocked by Gonzalez. Keeps it in front of him to hold Lake at first. 2-1 the count to Varda. Tap to Gamster at short. Throw to first. In time. That will end the inning. The RoughRiders strand 1, and we are headed to the bottom of the 8th. This will be the likely final at-bats for your Dodge City A's when we return. You've been listening to A's Baseball.
That would be awesome. At the worst, it's just gonna annoy the hell out of Justin.
Put the brightness down, would that help?
It's struggling to compensate.
Leading off is number 17, Peter.
Peter Tassler leads off the bottom of the 8th inning. Step back out on the mound for the RoughRiders. Takes the first pitch for ball number 1. After a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th, the A's, what could be their final 3 outs here. 2-0 to Tassler. A 6-0 ball game. The A's scored 3 in the first and 3 in the 6th to give us the 6-0 game right now. Swung on and missed. Makes the count 2-1.
Right here, if you're the RoughRiders, you're just hoping for another quick inning to grab a little bit of energy to have a chance to score 6 to tie it up in the 9th.
2-2 count to Tassler. Peter Tassler 0 for 3 in this ball game, popped out to the second baseman in foul territory his last time up. Pitch grounded at the third baseman. He'll bobble it. An error will get Tassler on. The second error by the third baseman tonight. Rather, that is the first on them.
Second baseman number 5, Dawson Stutz.
That brings in Dawson Stutz. Stutz officially 0 for 2, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Takes the first pitch, fouls it off for strike number 1. Ooh, that pitch comes inside and plucks Stutz. That will put runners on first and second, and the hopes for a quick inning quickly diminishing for the RoughRiders.
Right here for the A's, just hoping to take advantage of this moment with runners at first and second with no outs.
That brings in Brian Gardner. Gardner officially 1 for 2 on the evening, a strikeout, a single, and walked on his last time up. First pitch outside for ball 1. Nobody out. The A's with a runner in scoring position. Step looks in, comes set. 1-0 delivery, goes low for ball number 2.
Ooh.
Step comes back to the outside and catches the outer edge of the zone for strike 1.
Umpire right there might have helped him with a ball off or 2.
That was definitely a slider as it was cutting across the zone. Tassler getting a big lead off of second, but a swing and a thrown bat. A 2-2 count now for Gardner. Safe to say there's been a lot of flying bats here in the early part of this 2023 season. Two count. Comes back outside and its count runs full. Gardner's going to foul that one off to stay alive, and we'll do the payoff over again. Step out for his second inning of work. Also pitched in last night's game as well. Payoff pitch to Gardner. Misses inside, and that will load the bases.
That'll also bring us to the top of the order.
Turns the over again, or turns the order over again to Juan Rivera. Rivera making his 5th plate appearance tonight. A fly out, a fielder's choice, walked on, and a double to his credit as he's in the count at 0-1. Rivera's going to foul that one off. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Bases loaded with nobody away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A's with a 6-run lead. Pitch called strike. Gets Rivera down in the count, 1-2. An error, a hit by pitch, and a walk loaded the bases for the A's. Pitch misses off the outer corner, evens the count at 2 apiece. The A's continuing to take advantage of free gifts when they are given. 2-2 delivery from Step. This is outside and the count runs full. Back-to-back batters, the count has run full for Mason Step. And we will see the payoff pitch here as he looks in. Center fielder playing to the left field side. The payoff pitch, a shallow fly ball out into the left center gap. That's going to score one. 2 runs will score as Stutz comes around behind Tassler, and the A's now with an 8-0 lead. That brings in Cooper Schneider, the RBI double. 2 RBI double, rather, for Juan Rivera.
Really good at bat by Juan to take advantage of the situation. Bases loaded, no outs, and score 2 with the double right there.
0-1 count to Schneider. Cooper Schneider, a walk, a strikeout, a double, and a single in this ball game. Rivera with a big lead off a second. Schneider bending back, evens a count at 1 apiece. Little high and inside chin music just to let Schneider know he's there.
A base hit right here would
A base hit could end this one.
And that's
Pitch.
gonna do it.
That's going to end this ball game as that goes off the glove of the shortstop. The A's will take this one in 8. A 10-run run rule victory in favor of the A's for the second night in the row. And the A's take this home stand 2-1. We will be back in action Tuesday night as we face these RoughRiders again. That a 4 p.m. Mountain Time game. We'll be back here in a little bit with the final game wrap-up. A's win this one 10-0. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Your final, the A's take game 3 of the series 10-0 as the A's get the run started early in the bottom of the first. It was Juan Rivera leading off. He draws a walk, followed by Cooper Schneider with a walk. Preston Gamster a walk. And then Nolan Williams drives in the 2 runs to give the A's the 3-0 lead at the time. The bats would go quiet for a while, and then the A's would come to life again in the 6th as they would plate another 3 runs, led off a walk by Rudy Gonzalez, and then another walk by Brian Gardner. Those 2 would come around and score on a RBI double from Juan Rivera, set up by a wild pitch that would move Rivera into scoring position. He would ultimately come around to score, and then it was the bottom of the 8th that would see this game end as the A's would plate 4. Tassler gets on an error. Dawson Stutz comes in and is hit by pitch. Brian Gardner walks on, and then Juan Rivera, a 2 RBI double that scores Tassler and Stutz, followed up by Cooper Schneider, 2 more RBI, a single that caroms off the shortstop's gloves that will end this ball game and run rule fashion. The A's take game 3 10-0. They improve to 4-4 overall on the season as the A's are now 500 and will go finish the series against these RoughRiders on Tuesday. That game a 4 p.m. Mountain Time start. followed by a 6 p.m. Mountain Time start with the Denver Cougars. That game on Wednesday from Denver as well. The A's will then move down to Colorado Springs and will take on the Cage Rats in the first 2 games of the 2023 Rocky Mountain Collegiate League season. Those games set for 6:05 p.m. starts. That will be the next 4 games of your Dodge City A's on the road as the A's improve to 4-4 on the season. I am Justin Hergert, was alongside Caleb Jamison tonight. Thank you for his support on the broadcast, and as always, thank you to everybody that comes out and support Dodge City A's baseball. Saying so long and good night from Cavalier Field.